Hello, everybody. It's the top of the hour, noontime, Eastern time, anyway, here in Boston, Massachusetts. Very hot Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, I'm Coach Ted, and I'm your ADHD life coach. I love helping people who struggle with ADHD to get organized and productive so that they can enjoy life. I mean, isn't that what this is about, enjoying life, right? First, I want to ask you a question. How many of you right now are struggling with procrastination? Maybe you've tried different strategies to overcome it, but nothing seems to work. So if that's you, you're going to love this training, Overcoming Procrastination When You Have ADHD. And today is the third Facebook Live in this series, and we're going to be talking about why you procrastinate, part 2. Last week I took a detour and just introduced myself to you in a Facebook Live called Who is Coach Ted Anyway? But the previous 2 weeks were the first 2 weeks in this series on overcoming procrastination when you have ADHD. And I know you want to get to solutions, but if you don't understand why you procrastinate, the solutions that you try are not going to work. At the end of this training, I'm going to invite you to sign up for a free copy of The Reasons We Procrastinate so you can learn more about how procrastination works. I'll give you more details about that later, but right for now, let's get started. So, the reason we procrastinate are basically, in most cases, have something to do with emotion, and often deeply held emotion. And two of the main, so fear is one of the main emotions that gets in the way and causes us to procrastinate. There's fear of failure, and there's fear of success. And so fear of failure, it's like we're often afraid that whatever we do is not going to work. It's not going to be good enough. People are not going to like it, or it's just going to fall on its face. So we don't like that feeling. We don't want to deal with failure, so we procrastinate. We put off whatever it is. Often we put it off to the very last minute, and then we finally get started, and we sort of push our way through and get it done. And of course, it's not going to be as good as we could have done, and in fact, it might be a failure that we've set ourselves up for. And we can then say, see, I'm a failure. And it is a way to sabotage ourselves. By procrastinating, we undermine our ability to succeed, and we create the very failure that we are afraid of. The other side of it is fear of success. It's like, what happens if I succeed? Well, maybe I'll be held to this same standard, and I don't know if I can continue to succeed in this way. So I put it off because I'm afraid I can't live up to it, or will be expected to continue to perform at this new level, but we're concerned that we can't sustain the necessary effort, or will be expected to do better and better by our boss or somebody else in our life. And again, that fear of being held to some kind of standard that we can't meet causes us to procrastinate. and then we don't succeed. We don't reach that level of success, and we can, give a sigh of relief and say, okay, I don't have to worry about meeting that same level of accomplishment because I didn't reach it in the first place. It's like, yay, me, aha, boom, shoot myself in the head, right? So fear of success. So those are two emotions that can get in the way. Another thing that can get in the way, it's not exactly an emotion, but it's kind of tied to one, is perfectionism. Anybody watching this a perfectionist? If you are and you don't mind owning up to it in public, put a comment. Say, yes, that's me. I can identify that. So, and perfection is, again, another emotional reason that we procrastinate. We have somehow learned that we have to be perfect. And but we're afraid that we can't be, right? There's that fear again. So to avoid the disappointment of not being perfect, we procrastinate. And again, we wait till the last minute and it's not perfect, and we can say, well, it wasn't perfect because I didn't really have enough time to do it adequately. There you go. And there's another way that perfectionism can feed into this, and that's we spend so much time on working on something because we want it to be perfect that we are essentially procrastinating on other things that are important to get done. So it's a kind of a secondary procrastination, but it's still tied to perfectionism. It's like I keep work and work and work. Oh my God, it's not perfect yet. Let me keep going, and then there's not time for other stuff. So that's perfectionism. For some of us, we procrastinate in order to create a sense of urgency. It's like, again, it's that emotion. It's like if I wait long enough, get close enough to the deadline, then I'll get anxious about it and I'll get so stressed, and then I can use that to get myself going. And I get, again, it's that fear of like, oh, I better get going now. I only have a little time left to get this done. And so we finally get into action, and we may or may not get it done, but even we get it done, it's not up to the standard that we know that we actually can do. It's not the quality of result that we have the ability to create. That's the sense, creating a sense of urgency, waiting to the last minute for the adrenaline to get going in the body, and that helps us get started. Sometimes we have an emotion like that we're hurt or angry or resentful with regard to whatever it is that we need to be doing. And so we kind of say, we resist, say, you can't make me. I'm not going to do this because you did that. Or, you made me angry, or you hurt me, so the heck with you. I'm going to not do this. I'm going to put this off. I'm going to procrastinate on this task because you can't make me do it. So that's another way that emotion comes in. Say, it's not my job. Or, well, she didn't help me when I needed help. Why? I'm not going to do this to help her. Those are just all variations on a theme. Another sometimes reason we procrastinate is what I call running on empty. If you haven't got enough sleep, you haven't eaten well, if your energy is low, It's like, oh, I'm too tired. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it tomorrow. All right. I need to take a nap, which is fine. Taking naps is fine. I take naps most days. I'm that old, right? No, I've always taken naps. It's always helped. But got to have enough fuel in your body, enough energy in order to do things, particularly when they're challenging. And if you're, say, running on empty and you haven't got the energy to kind of rise to the occasion of a task that has some difficulty to it, or you have some resistance to because it's not an enjoyable task or whatever. So that's another thing. And finally, how we talk to ourselves can have a big impact. The self-talk, the kind of negative self-talk that sometimes goes on in our head that we're often not aware of. So things like, again, like I must be perfect, we say to ourselves. So that perfectionism rears its ugly head. Or, oh, I have to do this. I have to get my stuff done. If I don't get this done, somebody's not going to like me or not approve of me. Or, again, there's the pressure kind of, we build up the pressure. I should do this. I must finish it. Whatever it is we say to ourselves that we're not aware of. Tuning into that self-talk is really important because it gives you clues as to what's going on emotionally for you that's behind the procrastination. Remember, primarily procrastination is about avoiding discomfort. You know, we don't like that feeling of anxiety. We don't like the feeling of frustration. We don't like the feeling that somebody might not approve of what we have done. We don't like the feeling that we might fail at something, or we might succeed and we might be held to a higher standard than we feel we can achieve. We don't like discomfort, and so we put things off and we do something that's more fun, more enjoyable, that's comfortable. So there is the second part of why I procrastinate. I'm going to wrap things up for today. Thanks for joining me. Again, I'm Coach Ted, your ADHD life coach. And I love helping people who struggle with ADHD get more organized and productive so they can enjoy life. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to click the link below and sign up for your free copy of The Reasons We Procrastinate. This summary page will help you determine why you procrastinate by being able to review the different reasons that I've discussed, and then you can think about which are the ones that apply to you. Just listening to these videos is not enough. You have to take that next step, right? It's like, okay, how does this apply to me? And then when we talk next week about strategies and solutions, then you can identify which are the ones that would be most effective for you because you're more aware of why you procrastinate. I want to let you know I'm also a host of a free Facebook group, Live Fully with ADHD, and I'll leave a link in the comments below where you can join the group. Oh, hi, Marjorie. Thanks. Nice to have you. I forgot to look at the comments. If you'd like to connect further with me, put a comment below with #connect, and I'll get right back to you. Also, if you're watching a replay, type in #replay so I know you've been here. So tune in next Wednesday at noon Eastern Time for Overcoming Procrastination Part 4, Solutions. I'm going to be doing these Facebook Lives every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. See you next week. Oh, Cora, thanks for coming. Well, you came here just as we finished up. I hope you get a chance to watch the replay. Take care, everybody.